So here's the pond. uh, Everything in the pond was fine. I think the same thing, the fish might be overfed a little bit too much, and the water condition was bad, a little bit bad but not that bad. So I kind of like took some water out of this pond to give as bath water for my birds, and I replenished the water with new tap water. But I would say like the pond looks pretty good, and these are some things that every time when you look at the pond you need to pay attention. Like these lily leaves are getting bad, so I try to break them off, and that'll help the plant. I need to trim the lily leaves, and look, there is a old lily flower. I'm taking it out. Some of the old branches, you gotta take it out and clean it up. It helps the water quality. So yeah, my water lily, I might need to trim it down a little bit, and these water hyacinths have taken over the pond quite a bit. But my water lotus, they're doing good. Like again, here's a perfect example. It's a leaf of a water lotus that need to be taken out to help the plant. It's another leaf over here from the water lotus. So these are things like every day you have to pay attention. But here's a lotus flower, is about to bloom. Has several blooms from this plant, and this was the bigger plant. I haven't had any bloom this year. So if you want to compare the leaves from a long distance, that is like a established plant for years, the leaf of that, versus the leaf of a younger plant. Look at the size of the leaves. So it's a big difference. But this one bloomed last year, and it didn't come back this year, but I took the pot out and some of the tubers were getting smashed. So it was initially in this big of a pot. I put it in a different bucket with new soil in it that helped the growth. So I have two different lotus plants. Hopefully the bigger one would bloom next year. The smaller one didn't bloom last year. It was my first year with it, but this year it has several blooms. But anyway, let's get to the fish. All the baby goldfish are pretty big, and they're getting big. So what I do is that I dig some worms for my bigger fish, and I feed them like let me open this real quick. Feed these for the smaller fish. So let me go and feed the bigger fish first. So they like the worms. It just started raining now. What a timing. So let's give all these worms to these guys, and some of the smaller ones started now munching on the worms too. They're getting big. So let me give them some of this food. That is good enough. I sold like 13 or 15 of these small goldfish the other day to someone who has a pond and they need more fish. And I saw some like fantail and mixed tails. They were like $2 each. And I bought these big goldfish like a year and a half ago from PetSmart at this size, and I think I paid like $5 each on these fish when I bought them from PetSmart, and they were exactly this small size. So what I do is like I pay attention to the food after, like I come back like maybe in 30 minutes, and some of this food might be stuck in between the water hyacinths and all. And what I would do is I would take it out and squeeze it and let it sink to the bottom, so these guys from the bottom will come and eat it. This is the same food that I feed my other 2 ponds. And I feed these mainly for the goldfish. The guppies, to be honest, they don't really need much food. They can munch on all the algae and everything they can find in there. Like if I had guppies just by itself, I wouldn't even buy these food. You can buy this food and give it to them. It helps the guppies, but in general, they have enough food in there to, you know, live on whatever they can find in it. So you can see how the fish should have gone over here, and all in the distance. I would take it, I would squeeze it in my hands, and I would just drop it over here so that it will go down. My whole goal is to get rid of all these baby goldfish. I just want my 4 breeders in here because I don't want to take up too much of the room. So hopefully before winter, all these small fish will be gone. You can hear the sound of the rain. It just started raining when I started doing this video, which is good. We could definitely use some rain. Well, that is the situation of the big pond, and I didn't lose any fish in here because the water was a little bit I'll say like water quality was a little bit bad, and I did, you know, kind of water change to get it back. I need to go grab all these small fish food that has been scattered and make sure I put it down exactly right in that area where the bucket eats, so that's where they come and eat it. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. All right, see y'all later.